What's up, everybody? You're watching Model Aviator. My name's Adam, and welcome to our last video of 2021. We hope everybody had a great Christmas, and we are looking so forward to taking all of you along with us in 2022. We have some really big plans. We appreciate all of the love and support that we've received. We're a pretty new channel. We feel like we've grown so much. It's because of all of you, and we hope we will continue to get your support and be able to entertain you and maybe provide some good information here and there in 2022. So, that said, we wanted to do something kind of special. Our last video of the year. We've had this in the can for a little bit. This is footage of a project that we took on back in August and early September. We were contacted by a gentleman named Jack. I did not think that I knew him at the time when I spoke to him on the phone. When I saw him, I recognized him. We knew each other from a hobby shop that I used to work at. He used to come in as a customer. I just didn't put the name with the face. But Jack contacted us. He had a Balsa USA quarter scale Sopwith Pup that he put a Sato 170 3-cylinder radial in. And it is just a gorgeous airplane. Great sounding engine. If you've never heard a Sato radial, you're about to. It is one of the great sounds of the hobby. I think you'll really enjoy this. But as it turns out, Jack had only flown this airplane maybe once or twice. Only had just a few minutes of stick time on it when he flew it. He had somebody else test fly it. They handed it to him. It was a bit tail heavy. Then the next time they got a hold of it, it was a bit nose heavy. That was quite a few years ago. He built it 20 years ago, and the airplane's only been flown a handful of times total. Jack thinks he's got the balance right now. What he contacted us for was to check this airplane out, kind of test fly it again, make sure everything is set up well, and then get him checked out on it, because now that Jack is retired, he wants to actually fly this baby. So that is exactly what we did. We met him at a wide open venue by design. You'll see where that came in handy a couple times. We had some engine trouble. There's a few dead sticks for you to see. We learned a lot. Didn't bend the airplane, thank goodness. And we're well on our way to getting Jack on his way to being checked out on this gorgeous airplane. We will finish this up sometime early in 2022, and we may be able to document that. If we do, we'll show you that. But for now, check out Jack Agee's quarter scale Balsa USA Sopwith Pup. It is pretty awesome. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and enjoy. Here, Jack and I are assembling the pup. This is the tail end of it, but believe it or not, even from this point, you're still looking at about 10 minutes or so of just attaching flying wires. All total, takes about 25 minutes to assemble this airplane, just kind of taking your time and being methodical. Here we're finishing up the pre-flight check and making a few adjustments in the transmitter. I made some expo changes and some throw changes. I added some elevator and added some rudder. And I believe we mechanically adjusted one of the ailerons. I always try to own the responsibility when I'm testing somebody else's plane out. I figure if they put it in my hands, they expect me to know to do all the right things. And here we go for the first flight. You'll notice the Snoopy figure is not in the cockpit for this first flight. I think he wanted to make sure I knew what I was doing before he took a ride. Can't blame him. We edited out a lot of the trimming passes. Got it well trimmed at this point, and now we're going to do a stall test. I think this plane may still be just a touch nose heavy, but not overly so. This is a very docile stall and drop off to the left. Considering Jack is getting checked out on this, I like the balance where it is. I think ultimately when he gets used to it, we may put it a little further back, but it's fine for now. At this point, I'm just playing around with it, kind of getting the feel for the plane myself. And now we're going to shoot one good low approach before we actually land this thing.
All the way off the bow. Been off for a while.
Not a bad landing. This airplane really flies well. So at this point, we're going into our second flight where I'm going to take the airplane off, get it to altitude, and hand it over to Jack.
Oh, quit. Alright, I got it.
Planes like this sink really fast, dead stick, and I misjudged this one. Came out alright though.
But still should run, I think. Oh, didn't quite make it. And you gotta let those things sink, 'cause man, let me tell you, when you lose an engine, they just fall like a rock. Yep. Straighten level is the best way to go. Yep.
Luckily the plane's not hurt, and the day went on. This is a good example of what you have to be able to do in situations like this. You can't allow yourself to fixate on where you want to go. You have to accept where you can go. Trying to force making it to the runway will cause a stall and a cartwheel, and those don't come out well. This is the second dead stick, and on this one had a bit more altitude and judged it way better. This is our last bit of trouble with the engine. I couldn't get it to spool on up, so I just landed straight ahead. Benefit of the big runway. 3 new glow plugs, the engine running like a top, and Jack at the controls again. It's clear to see Jack is in the groove of using the rudder now, and he's going to do a super cool low pass for us. Very well done. And this is a short scale flight Jack let me do with the pup before we wrap things up. It is an honor and a privilege to be able to help a good man like Jack and to be able to fly an awesome plane like this. We thoroughly enjoyed it. So, as it turns out, I actually know Jack. This is Jack Agee. He used to come in a hobby shop that I worked at, and I did not put the name with the face until I showed up and saw him. So why don't you tell us what this is and about how the build process went and how you decided on that awesome radial?
Well, I bought this kit from Balsa, USA about 20 years ago, and I took about 5 or 6 months to build the airplane, and I wanted to detail it with the rib stitching and everything, so I did that, and I wanted to make it as authentic as I could. It's a Balsa USA Sopwith Pup, and I thought it would only be fitting to put a radial engine on it, since that's what they used to use.
Right.
And so I bought the Sato 3-cylinder radial 170, and it seems to be running good. It handles the airplane really well.
Yeah, it sure does sound good. So nothing sounds like a Sato, for sure.
And so I found a Snoopy doll and decided to put Snoopy in there too. So
that's awesome.
So I need to put a little bit longer scarf on it.
There you go. Well, so now that we've flown it and you've got the chance to get your hands on it, what do you think about the way it flies?
It flies really well. I'm really surprised at how much rotor it takes to turn it.
Yep.
And
yep. That's World War I airplanes.
Yeah, that's
sure.
That's just the way they are. It flies a lot different than other airplanes that I've been flying.
Yeah. New skill set.
Yeah,
good for you.
So it is, and I can't wait to bring it back out.
Good deal. Well, we'll do that soon. But thank you for trusting me with it. I was honored to help you with it. I appreciate you letting me fly it, and we'll do this again soon, man.
Sure, I appreciate your time.
Awesome.
Thanks a lot. Man.
Glad to do it. Anytime, man. Beautiful airplane.
So, thank you.
Thanks.